Hoo-Hah to all you extraordinary ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you're splendid and well. Welcome to the 6th episode of our weekly lockdown video briefings. I feel enormously fortunate to be here once again, and good fortune is a perfect segue into the central character of this week's telling tale, concerning itself, as it does, with a man they called Serendipity Sims. Where'er he travelled, he told whomsoever would care to listen that he was the most utterly serendipitous fellow that ever there was. Now, one day, ladies and gentlemen, on his travels, he happened upon the small and little-known or cared-for town of Grizzly Brook. Never such a grim place had he encountered before. Needing to rest after travelling a good deal, Serendipity Sims found himself taking a room at the Belch and Squirrel Inn. The innkeeper, Cribbs, a gnarly, angle-faced git, greeted him with a disdainful look as he viewed the somewhat dishevelled demeanour of Serendipity. "Before retiring to my room," began Serendipity, meeting this disdain with a broad smile, "I wonder if I might have something to eat. What do you recommend?" A twisted smile crept its way about the landlord's grubby lips. "Eel pie surprise," he said. "The surprise being," he continued, widening his eyes. "Oh, yes," said Serendipity. "There's no eel." "Oh." "Or pie either." "No eel or pie," mused Serendipity. "That's it," drivelled Cribbs, spitting on a tankard and cleaning it with the encrusted cuff of his shirt. "I see," said Serendipity. "What's in it, then?" "That'd be telling," gulped and chuckled Cribbs. "All right," said Serendipity. "I like surprises." "At your funeral," snited Cribbs. "One eel pie surprise coming up." And with that, he gave a sharp, hollow laugh and disappeared into the blackness of the room behind the counter. Later, after consuming the largely indigestible meal the landlord had prepared, the surprise element seeming to consist mainly of sand, Serendipity Sims retired to his room and fell into a deep sleep. There, ladies and gentlemen, whilst he slept, he was visited by 3 ghastly ghosts. The first, like a screech owl, piercing the night air and demanding Serendipity be awake. The second, a braying, wizened old hag, pointedly digging her bony finger into his side, cackling and pressing upon him that he should sleep no more, lest ye sleep forever. It was, however, the third ghost, ladies and gentlemen, which was to prove most terrifying of all. A fireball of an apparition, the very worst kind. Its ghoulish flames swishing and curling this way and that, for all this world attempting to send him headlong into the next. Well, what rare and serendipitous occurrence could possibly prevail to save him from his certain and grisly fate? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the sand and the remains of the pie the landlord had so maliciously prepared the previous evening, when hurled by Serendipity at the flaming ghoul, were to put the flames out in an instant. He was able to awake next morning feeling relaxed and refreshed, never to return again. Which, if you think about it, was rather lucky. Now this week we'll play another song to have been featured on BBC Music Introducing from Psychoacusis, entitled Look at Me. Are you ready, Mr. The Legs? Are you ready, Mr. The Holto? Then I've got a lot to say, yeah. I just don't say it, I'll save it, I'll post it, you'll see. I'm not a self-promoter, I want you to know that. Enough about you, what about me? Look at me. Say I'm away to see that my message gets through. Only need to get another 100 likes, and I can always buy them, buy them, buy them. I'm not real exciting, I just want you to like me. So come on, put your thumb up for me. Look at me, follow me, I'm in the zeitgeist, I'm sexy zeitgeist, calling it up on me. Woo! Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you for listening, as always. And so, ladies and gentlemen, to the subjects of this week's shout-out. Firstly, a truly wonderful lady who has always been such a big part of our shows in London. As the mysterious Marlena Markova, she was brilliant. Much love and a very big hoo-ha to the incomparable Carol. Hoo-ha to you, Carol. We're sending much, much love. Mwah. The second shout-out is for the comparable Mr. Ian Gadget Thomas, who seems to have created some sort of go-kart machine, not unlike my satellite thing that I launched into the air and devoured later as a snack. Mr. Ian Gadget Thomas. Hoo-ha! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Join us next week for a very special hoo-ha. Goodbye.